One thing that I've noticed since coming back from Asia to the UK is just how connected British people are to outdoor spaces, and particularly in relationship to their gardens. Now, I am sat in a small conservatory at the moment, and as you can see behind me, the door is open into the garden, and you can probably see some birds which are flying around. There is a water feature back there, and there's all sorts of shrubbery. I want to draw everybody's attention to the fact that it is a great conversational topic. So if people have a garden, and most people do have a garden, it is a topic of conversation which you can never go wrong on. People maybe would like to talk about the tomatoes that they're growing, the different plants that they have bought. So while I'm walking around this sort of typical family garden in the UK, I'm very much reminded that a garden is to some extent an expression of someone's personality. So this particular individual has got white rabbits, they've got sheep, but not just normal sheep. Everything's quite sort of characterful and stands out, and sort of indicates that this person is quite a fun-loving, happy type of a person. And you could certainly spend some time in this garden talking to this person about why they have chosen all these different ornamental pieces. British people have a very deep connection with their garden, and it is, in fact, an expression of their personality. But not just that, it's even more than that, in fact. It is an expression of their history as well. So they might have little mementos from the past which they have left in their garden, which reflects something that's happened to them in the past. And this is what I have realised from looking around this garden, and it's not something that I thought about too much. And in fact, you could probably spend some time in somebody's garden, particularly if they've lived in a house for quite some time. And you could probably ask them about various different things in their garden and what they symbolise, what they mean, what is the history of those bits and pieces, and why they have selected certain things, why they have selected certain flowers. And you can really get a really good idea of a person from spending time with them in their garden, something that I never really realised or thought about before. Quite what a frog is doing in a bird table, I am not quite sure. I do believe that that is a pink flamingo. So if you're coming to the UK and you are not quite sure what to speak to British people about, then try to speak to them about their garden, because the chances are, firstly, they will have a garden and they will be more than happy to talk to you about that garden, because at the very least, they will have to try to maintain that garden in some way. And everybody will have an opinion on how you should go about maintaining your garden. Do they have a lawn, for example? If not, why not? If they have a lawn, do they enjoy cutting the grass? What flowers have they got in their garden? Are they intending on buying any more? Do they enjoy having barbecues in the garden? So you can very quickly brainstorm all sorts of topics which you can talk to somebody about directly to do with their garden. And obviously you can talk about some of the quirky features that they may have in their garden as well. Thank you so much for listening to me, and I look forward to speaking to you again in the next one.